because I was the newest TA, I got the quote unquote worst classroom. Mm-hmm. And that was the space where I met this teacher who was the opposite of that. They were a very caring, open kindergarten teacher who led the space with modeling every day how we respond to each other, how we respond to harm or to hurt, led community circles. There was music, there was art, there was dance. It was a beautiful space. But in this school's structure, it was a chaotic environment. It was loud. There was laughter. Students were talking. And that is, again, it's against this idea of what I view as natural, joyful learning. But what teachers are accustomed to of like quiet classrooms, no one moves unless they raise their hand and they ask for permission. No one talks unless it's their turn to talk, and it's not human. So I always thought that was interesting. This sort of like, well, I'm in this space because I get the least amount of priority, but I also felt very fortunate that is where I was able to see it in practice. And that led me from then on. That's just kind of the teacher that I wanted to aspire to be.
Yeah. What was it like going from that TA position and then eventually like having your own classrooms? What were the things that you did to set up your classrooms in similar fashions?
So I insisted on not having any behavior charts because I also worked in another classroom the year after that did have that. And I would see the harm that I spoke about. So in the setting up of my classroom, it was all about my classroom library, making sure that there was a plethora of resources and diverse texts and things that my fifth graders could connect to. And it was a room for art throughout the space. And also just this understanding that when we connect and grow to know more about each other, it will be around community building and community circles and activities and icebreakers and ways to have fun before we then kind of get into, and even the academic stuff. It's fun. That's what I wanted in my classroom. So setting that up. And then one thing that I did in every single year of my teaching was home visits with my students. So at the beginning of the year, part of that was kind of introducing myself to all of my students' families, letting them know who I am. Everyone had direct connection with me through phone or email. And then I would ask if doing a home visit is something that they're open to, so I can learn a little more about their families, and their neighborhood.